Stepped on the scene, dripped in saline. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is knockers for knockouts. What are we talking about? Well, a woman influencer, I think Daniella Hemsley. Let's take a look. Let me pull up the name. Won her fight in influencer boxing and then took her top off for some Mardi Gras beads. No, so I'm joking. So yeah, Daniella Hemsley lifts her top to flash her breasts in daring celebration. That's how it's described by Mara Fighting, and there it is. And you can see the announcer, his reaction, holding the mic. He even ran to the ropes to look away at the celebration. So there were people who reacted to it. Clarissa Shields wasn't a fan of it. Eddie Hearn said he wasn't a fan of it. But this young lady who won her influencer fight and has a very popular OnlyFans page, from what I read, she won and lift up her top. Trill, what's your reaction to this? How do you feel about it?
I mean, listen, like we're gonna be adults about it, man. If there was children there or children were watching, we know that a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, it's a little distasteful. Maybe she should have had a little bit more taste or whatever. But I'm not thinking like that. I'm not thinking sexual. Everybody always thinks sexual. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that ain't where my brain is. You know what I'm saying? But if you take the sexual out of it, right? Like training for a fight or training for any competition, you got to give it your all. You know what I'm saying? And I know for me, like after winning a sport or competing in something that I've been trying so hard in, I get so excited. I've been known to rip my shirt off and flex on people all the time. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? When I get happy or I hit a bucket or I lift something or I accomplish something crazy, especially I do something crazy at work. I have a physically demanding job, my first job. So I go crazy. We flex and all that. You know what I'm saying? So look, if it's something like you just lost your mind real quick because you know what I'm saying, you won, you put your heart into training for a fight and you won and you took your shirt off, like the young lady did this long time ago on a soccer field and everybody lost her mind. She wasn't exposed to nothing, she had on a sports bra, but everybody lost their minds. But when the guy did it, it wasn't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I just think that sometimes people were over sexual now, and maybe she was trying to, get some looks on her OnlyFans or whatever. But when I seen her excitement in her face and when she actually really did it in that moment, I don't think it was like, I think she just was a split second, like, shit, like excuse my language, like what I do when I get excited, when I accomplish something, you know what I'm saying? I start flexing, that's just me.
All right, G.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. And the reason why is because it was deliberately sexual in nature. I can understand if she was like, like a diehard feminist or something. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like a political statement, but it wasn't. Like she lifted it up and was like bouncing, bro. Come on. You know what I mean? We know what she was doing. So I can understand that she was like making an argument like, oh, yo, bras are oppressive. We need to burn them.
Free the nipple. Free the nipple.
I'm rocking with that. You know what I mean? I can understand the justification. This one was just, I'm just reckless, and just, come on, man. Like, there's people's family watching, all of that stuff. And not to mention, because it's women boxing, right? My issue, and maybe I'm going too political with this, but it's like my issue with a lot of like female sports is female athletes feel like they have to sexualize themselves, right? Just to like sell tickets, just to get viewership. She's taking it now a step further. Like, hey, I'm willing to get completely naked to get exposure, and that could be a problem for a lot of women, and so I can see why other like athletes are like, yo, why would you do that? Or people affiliated with the sport are like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Especially a sport like boxing, which is like violent in nature, it's bad enough, like there's blood involved, right? You know what I mean? Like now we're showing out body parts, and I understand if you're excited, but let's just keep it real. Imagine if one of us was like so excited we just whipped out our Johnson, bro. Like what that what kind of argument is that? You know what I'm saying? Dude's gonna be like, nah, bro, you going to jail, so I don't know, man. I can't co-sign what she's doing, man. Like there's no justification, there's no real explanation. It's more of I'm trying to promote my OnlyFans account, so let me flash my boobs real quick so I can get some exposure. And you're doing it at the expense of the promoters and other businesses that are invested in this production, and that could cause a lot of people a lot of like money. I don't know if they could get sued for that. You know what I mean? There's all kind of stuff that could be involved by you being just careless with your body in public, representing the promoters and different sponsorships and things of that nature.
Yeah, I think you can give everyone the benefit.
Heavyweight fighters.
I think you can give everyone the benefit of the doubt, right? But at some point, things just are what they are, right? And so, for example, you could say it was excitement. You can say it's just what she did in the moment, right? And you can say that's how some people celebrate. But just because that's how some people celebrate doesn't mean that's how everybody celebrates. In fact, most of the people in the sport don't celebrate like that. Exactly. Have never celebrated like that. It's actually one of the rare celebrations of its kind. So if you're the only person celebrating this way, or the only person doing this that way, that makes you extra. And if you're being extra, you're trying to draw attention to yourself. Like if you lift heavy weights in the gym, which I do all the time, been doing since I was 17 years old, I just lift. But the guy who's lifting weights that aren't even close to me, who's screaming and yelling, doing all the extra stuff, that's just for attention.
Smashing the weights.
I'm used to it. Like they say, act like you've been there before. I'm used to it. So it's no big deal to me. I don't make everyone else in the gym uncomfortable with a tripod to show everyone how much I can lift. When I walk in the gym, everyone stops and watches me. So I don't need to do the extra stuff. But when you need the extra stuff, that's what you do. So, at the end of the day, she wanted to get eyes on her OnlyFans. So she took her top off because that's how she make her money. Now, when you factor in, she took her top off. She's not showing, like you said, women's empowerment, natural breasts. She's showing enhanced breasts, jumping up and down, and she's known for having a very popular OnlyFans. Then come on now, it's like, what are we saying? I mean, again, Clarissa Shields doesn't do it. Alicia Baumgartner doesn't do it. You even have what's her name? The blonde bombshell. She'll wear her stuff at the weigh-in.
Ebony.
Yeah, Ebony. She'll wear her stuff at the weigh-in, but she doesn't take her top off. There's even Elaine Brooke, who she does it because the women who compete in athletics, they're trying to move away from sexualizing women. So, I mean, again, you can look at the things. Like I said, for me, the way I handle stuff is I don't give people the attention they seek when they're trying to, do all the nonsense. What I notice is usually like the dude who can't lift that much weight makes a lot of noise. The dudes who can, they just get it done. Like, and she's not really a boxer. So she won a boxing match and she didn't know how to react because she's never been there before. That's my takeaway. Everyone who's involved with boxing is not a big fan of it. So they said what they had to say, and she can continue to do the sideshow stuff or not. That's up to her. All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can check our podcast out on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.